Yeah, I just really would want to start first by saying thank you to the fans. Really, it was a great atmosphere out there. Very appreciative of that. I know that means a lot to our players, to our program. It means a lot to me. Very appreciative of that. And in saying that, I'm sorry. Certainly disappointed that we couldn't deliver a win today. Felt good going into the game. Felt good about the week of preparation. Certainly hurt that on Saturday, September 25th, wasn't able to put a smile on KJ's face, based on his battle and what he's going through. And, such a goal of mine to give him something to smile about today. And certainly disappointed that we weren't able to get that done. But, I told the team in the locker room after the game, we've been underdogs before. Tough times never last. Tough people do. We're going to stick together here. We're not going to point any fingers. I'll accept all the blame. That's my fault. I'm the head football coach here. I got to be better. I got to closely examine everything that we're doing. I got to make the necessary moves or adjustments, whatever it takes to give us the best opportunity to compete and to win. And so it falls squarely on my shoulders. I told the team that most importantly, we need to stick by each other's side and make sure we got each other's back through thick and thin. And we can work and we can figure out our problems. It starts with each one of us making sure that we bring a better version of ourselves, and we can fix what's ailing us right now. But disappointing not to be able to deliver. And I'm very appreciative again, just the fans and the support.
Mike, obviously, you were saying, you've been underdog before, you've been in this spot, but being 1-3 right now, I mean, there's a lot of MAC games coming up. But how much urgency would you say ultimately there is around the team right now?
Oh, I think certainly there's urgency. We want to win. Losing stinks. We lost 3 in a row. We lost our conference opener here to Toledo. We're looking forward to that. Obviously, despite what may have happened in previous weeks or the first part of the year, we were certainly looking forward to hosting Toledo here. Felt great about our week of preparation. Guys played hard. I was really proud of the defense, for really keeping us in the game there, because offensively we're struggling to find the end zone. And, you got to be able to get the ball in the end zone. I don't care what you do. The way the game is played right now, we can't be kicking field goals. No, I trust our field goal kickers. Doesn't have anything to do with that ball. We got to get the ball in the end zone, and we have too much experience not to be able to get that done. And that falls on me. We gotta look at what we're doing and make sure we're giving our guys the best opportunity to be successful.
And what do you do maybe to just kind of keep that perspective, knowing there's a lot of conference games coming up, and like how do you just take it one game at a time? Maybe
Well, you have to. It's a humbling game. You focus. Tonight will be tough. But we got to get full speed ahead on Army tomorrow. I don't know what the outcome of the game was against Miami, but we play Army next week here. It's another great opportunity for us. And again, I can't say thanks enough for the fans, and that's what you want. That's what you look forward to. And, that's what we worked hard to try to accomplish, to give them something to be excited about. And so I just can't say thanks enough for them. And they make a big difference for us. And I hope they'll hang in there. We're going to make them proud.
Coach, they had 4 sacks today. What issues do you think the offensive line is having right now? Is that more of a physicality issue, or maybe just a communication issue?
No, I don't believe it's a physicality issue. Some of it too is you got to make sure, on those respective sacks, when I have a chance to go back and watch the tape and look at them, the quarterback's got to do his part as well. There's a timing element to every passing play that you have. You got to make sure that you throw the ball in rhythm, throw the ball in time. We've had a couple injuries where we had some new guys starting at different spots today, but Coach Johnson's worked hard to prepare those guys, because that's part of our game. Injuries are going to happen. You lose a guy like Curtis that plays a lot of football, and he wasn't able to go. I thought Damon moved inside to guard and competed. I'll be anxious to go back and look at the tape. Corey played significant snaps at right tackle. Porter Hott stepped in and played left guard with Jalen Turner out, but that's just part of the game. And obviously we worked hard to build our depth on the offensive line. So, playing good teams. Obviously we got to execute, and we got to make sure that, we're doing everything we can to put our guys in a position to be successful.
Then just a quick follow-up with Blackwell out. What do you think the younger guys can take as sort of an experience? And what's your message to them to kind of keep their confidence up in the next this week?
Yeah, we have to, and again, I have all the confidence in the world in Colin Johnson, our offensive line coach. He does a great job. He's a great communicator. He's a great teacher. He works hard with those guys. He moves them around in practice. Back in training camp, we moved them around because we know ultimately that things are going to happen. You're going to have some injuries that take place. That's part of the game. And when they do happen, we got to be ready to go. And he does a great job of training our guys at multiple spots. And obviously we knew it was a good defense. Knew it was a good, athletic, fast, twitchy defensive line that we were playing today, and so I thought our guys competed, and until I have a chance to really go back and look at the tape, but Coach Johnson does a great job having those guys ready.
Here's defensively, outside of obviously the two big plays in the first half, I thought, defense
That's awesome.
in that game through.
No doubt.
What's your just overall evaluation on how they played and stuff?
Yeah, exactly what you said. You eliminate those two plays, and look at what we were doing. The long pass play there that was obviously a bust from a coverage standpoint, and then the long run there. You look at those two, and you take those. You eliminate those two, and really our defense was awesome in the first half. And I love the way they compete. I love the way Coach Stockton prepares those guys to play with the edge, to play with the swagger in which they play with. And so, yeah, it's hard, man, because when you put that kind of effort like that and you control the time of possession, but then you go into halftime and you're down by 5 points, we got to find the end zone. And it's, we got to make sure that we execute. And when you get down there and the field gets shorter and the field gets tougher, you got to put the ball in the end zone. And that's the name of the game. And we got to be able to get that done.
And then you talk about kind of going down by 5 and a half, and that last play.
Yeah.
Probably didn't want to run 7 seconds off that.
Yep.
What was kind of the thought?
Yeah, we had a play that there was 3 receivers in the route. Thought there were 7 seconds left, and certainly with as much ball as Drew's played, I look back, I'm going to blame myself first. Maybe I should have known where he's at, and maybe he's pressing too much and trying to make something happen in 7 seconds left. Thought we had one shot at the end zone. Perhaps they misaligned, whatever, but the way they played the coverage, before the ball was even snapped, you could tell it should be a throwaway. There was 3 guys out in the route, and the concept that we had on should have just been a rip it over the outside receiver's head or through the back of the end zone. So it's my fault because I put him in that situation. I should have kicked the field goal right there and should have gone into the half down 2 points. So you got to blame me, but certainly I got to make sure that he understands, and certainly we got to be better in that situation.
And you guys last year obviously started 0-1 in MAC play. But I feel like, coming off, I feel like it's a frustrating loss. I guess would be the way to categorize it. How do you kind of reset just after a game where, there were opportunities?
Yeah. Well, it starts with me. I believe what's the atmosphere that we're going to create around here tomorrow morning when the guys come in. And what's the atmosphere going to be like? It's going to have to be an atmosphere of positivity and belief. And we got to move on to the next one, like it or not. We got to learn from the mistakes. And I firmly believe this, that we can correct the mistakes that we are making right now. If we go around our room and we look at each one of ourselves, we can correct our mistakes. There's nothing magic, no wand that I'm going to be able to wave that's a magic wand that's going to fix something. We're not going to sign a free agent that's going to come in and fix anything that's going on. We have to execute better. And I believe that. I really do. I'm not just saying that. It starts with me first and foremost. I got to make sure I'm making the right calls, right decisions, right. To have the right personnel, all those things. It starts with me making sure that recipe and that menu is correct. And then our guys got to go out and execute, man. We play a lot of football around here with a lot of guys, and we got to execute at a higher level.
Seems like one player at Toledo's defense did a very good job of getting to today was Carson's. He entered today with 3 touchdowns, but it looks like just 10 rushing yards. I think this game was maybe kind of good for him from the standpoint of being a freshman and kind of that learning curve.
Yeah, the hardest part today really for us was getting anything established in the run game. The only thing we really got established was the jet sweep game with Justin. Those were our big hits in the run game. And so we really struggled to get anything going effectively on the ground, and we have to be able to do that. And you could look and go and re-examine, well, we had some new parts in there. Maybe some of our strengths in the running game changed a little bit when you talk about 2 new guys in there, both guard positions. But some of it's, obviously we still got to be able to step up and execute because those guys have taken a lot of snaps in practice and training camp, spring practice. They've taken a lot of reps on some of those plays that were run today. And we got to be able to execute that. And we just couldn't get anything established on the ground game except that jet sweep package with Justin.
Coach, you alluded to. Couple more here. No, you're good. All right. Coach, you alluded to a couple times how the offense was able to push downfield, but wasn't able to execute in the red zone area. What do you need to fix in that part of the game in order to actually get those touchdowns instead of just coming late?
Execution, really. It comes down to that. Obviously, we got down there one time. We had a penalty. Execution, man. When you get down there and the field gets shorter, you got to execute at a higher level. You got to play big. You got to play, you got to play more physical. All those things come into play because the field gets shorter. And so, matter of putting the ball in the end zone. And we got to look at ourselves and make sure that, we're putting those guys first and foremost in a position to get that done. But there's no magic answer there. It's us. We got to execute when we get down there in the red zone and put the ball in the end zone.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay, we got Clayton Coll available. If you have any questions, go ahead and we'll get started.
Is a defensively, I feel like, outside of the two big plays in the first half, you guys really kind of kept you guys in this game. How would you evaluate just the defensive performance as a whole?
Just defensively, obviously you mentioned the two big plays, and we pride ourselves in not giving up big plays, but that's the kind of things that we just try to limit. They're going to make plays on us, but limiting those. I don't know the numbers, but I think somebody mentioned that pretty much all their offensive yards in the first half came off those two big plays. So that first one came in the first drive, and then that was the start of the second quarter. His QB run. It's just stuff that we've practiced and preached. We know that 8 was a speed guy they're going to try to stretch the field with. 7 is their running quarterback. So, it's frustrating, but at that point, you just got to move on, go to the next play. Those were the only 2 touchdowns we let up in the first half. So just try to get back to holding them to field goals, holding them to nothing, 3 and outs, getting to third down, and just trying to just keep playing.
They talk about kind of being frustrating. Just looking back, kind of as it's fresh, how hard are those that kind of swallow, knowing that, I feel like overall you guys played solid on defense, but just kind of those big plays that make a difference.
Maybe frustrating is not quite the right word. It's not what you want to do, but culture-wise and mentality-wise, and Coach Stock and Coach Neu will reiterate this, but it's just one at a time. That's just what we've practiced and preached here. So, let's just go to the next play because, no matter who it was defensively, it's just, hey, go to the next play. Come on, let's fix this. Let's go. We get to the sidelines, we talk about it, fix it, come back out. It's a whole new drive, whole new series.
And I guess kind of just moving on, how do you kind of move on mentally, after a competitive game?
They're hard, but I think this team's been in this situation before. We lost a home opener, or not home opener. We lost opener last year against Miami, Ohio, and turned around. And obviously we did what we did last year, but this team mentally is older. We've seen things, we've done things. So I think, you go to bed tonight, frustrated, upset, you watch the film in the morning, evaluate yourself, and it's just move on to Army after that. It hurts, kind of weird having a MAC game before you in non-conference, but that's a MAC West opponent that we really want to play, but you just move on from it.
Yeah, and I guess last year, you guys lose the first one. It's only 6-game season, so there's like a small room for error.
Yeah.
How did that team reset? And how do you guys kind of want to replicate what that team was able to do last year?
I think you look at it from a broad perspective. Yes, it was 6 games, and then conference championship making it 7. But you're still going to play those guys every year. That's pretty much the same team we played last year. Same for us. They played the same Ball State team that they pretty much played last year, minus a few things here and there. But really, it's just, it comes back to just our culture. It's just one at a time. It's tomorrow. It's going to be, okay, Coach Armour's lift, film, evaluate what we did, and then just move on. Because there's nothing we can do about it at this point. There's nothing I can do standing here now to change plays out there. So really, it's just, this team's been there and done that in that perspective. So it's really just about that one at a time mentality.
When you've been alluding to it all along. You have this one at a time mentality. You've been in this hole before, but just being 1-3 and just knowing where you're at right now, how much urgency would you say is there around the team after today's game?
What do you mean by urgency?
I guess kind of that pressure.
I think there's pressure everywhere you go, no matter what your record is. So I mean, next week we go to it, we're gonna be playing Army. So it's 0-0 and Army, and that's scoreboard starts at 0-0. So that's kind of the mentality. And then conference play, obviously we just lost our first conference play game, but really that there's always going to be that pressure from a program that expects to win. Alumni expects to win, fans expect to win, and that's just kind of what we expect is we expect to win. But from a pressure standpoint, it just comes back to just doing you. You got to do what you want to do as a team and just execute from that perspective.
And obviously, I mean, you guys have a lot of guys from last year. You guys do have a lot of veterans. So how important do you think, that presence is just going forward with where you guys are right now?
I just think you look at any winning program that's won championships, you just look at the leadership that you have. And we just have that. We have guys that are great leaders. We have guys that lead by example, and you have those natural vocal leaders. I mean, Bryce Cosby is a big mentor to me. He's a great leader. Brandon Martin's a great leader. And those guys are gonna help this team get the right mentality, because it's hard. Football's hard. You're gonna come in. You're gonna come in early in the morning, football, lift, practice, and you're gonna go to class and whatnot. But it's just that mentality that those guys instill in us, because they've been here, they've seen a lot, they've done a lot. So that you just rely on that older leadership, and you just create a culture that thrives off of that.
Clayton, how difficult was it going against their 2-quarterback system? What lessons do you think the defense can take from that moving forward this season?
It's always special. Quarterback's not in a position you really typically see rotating in and out. But difficulty-wise, it just comes back to your week of prep, watching film, what the coaches have to say, and kind of how you go from there from that. Because, 2 is going to be a little bit different. He's going to stay in the pocket, throw a little bit more. And 7 obviously was going to be their running quarterback, and we knew that. So you just, it all starts from early in the week, from preparation, from film work, kind of seeing, what plays. There was a play down on our end zone that they ran that was almost the exact same that they ran against Notre Dame that he scored on. He got the first down on that one. So it's just familiarizing yourself with film and watching it and really seeing how that offensive coordinator uses 2 different quarterbacks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we got Justin Hall available. If you have questions, go ahead and get started.
It's just, fresh off that one. There's opportunities for you guys, and I feel like today is a lot better than last year. What is the mentality right now?
We just gotta stay together. I've been here before 2017, 2018 seasons, so I know what it takes, and I know that we just gotta stay together, because once people start going their own directions, pointing fingers, get in groups and start talking, talking about your players, man, we just, like I said, man, we just gotta stay together and just keep pushing. It's only our 3rd loss. It's a long season. We'll still make a bowl game.
Yeah. And I mean, last year you guys started obviously kind of did what you did.
Right.
What do you hope this year's team kind of takes and takes away from that last year, showing that you guys were?
Yeah. You saying what we need to take from last year and bring it in?
Kind of replicate from last year in order to kind of achieve your goals this season?
See, I don't even like. So I don't really like bringing up last season and trying to replicate anything. This ain't the same team. We got different weapons at different spots now. I just feel like we got a solid game plan. We just gotta keep going. That's the main thing. We just gotta keep going and just keep our heads up for sure. And we're gonna get it. We'll be just fine.
I guess the last one for me, obviously, would be Coll. I'm not sure if you didn't know, all-time career receiver leader at Postgame. What was that kind of mean?
It means a lot. I'm gonna be able to get that accomplishment without my teammates, without quarterback. So I want to thank my teammates, and I'm truly blessed to have them as teammates. So we just gotta keep going. I'm blessed to have this accomplishment, but can't celebrate it without we didn't get the dub today, so it ain't even on to the next game, man.
obviously, I mean, Toledo had 2 pretty big touchdowns there in the first half, but the defense, I mean, they did have some pretty good plays today. So from an offensive standpoint, how important do you think their presence is going to be down the stretch, especially after today's game?
Our defense.
Yeah.
Our defense has always been like our spark plug. They always get like 4th and 1s. You see how we got that big stop. Like they're always gonna be our spark plug. And the offense just gotta, we gotta have their back and come out there and put numbers on the board. So however we need to do that, we're gonna do that. Of course, we just need to execute and get back to the drawing board. We'll be good.
Yeah, and I know you were kind of alluding to it, and last season, this season, but at the end of the day, with you are one of these veterans who have kind of been in this underdog spot before, as well as some other guys on the team. So, how important do you think that leadership presence kind of is down the stretch?
Coach Neu from the beginning of the season, he always talked about we was a player-led team. I truly believe that, and we have a lot of vets on this team that has been through the mud, and we got out the mud. I just feel like we need to go back to just playing like we're the underdogs to begin with. Just like we had the chip on our shoulder last year, we gotta have that same chip on our shoulder this year. I mean, Coach Neu been harping it. I mean, I can't say we didn't have enough effort this game. I just feel like we just came out, we just didn't get the win. So I feel like the effort was there, the intensity, sideline was hype. I mean, we had energy. We just gotta come away with those tough wins. Yep.
Justin, the offensive line allowed 4 sacks today. As a team leader and a guy that's been here a long time, I know there's more guys on the offensive line starting today. What's your message to them to kind of keep their confidence up and not let them get down on one game?
I always tell them keep moving forward. They come on sideline, say we gave up a sack on 3rd down. We got to punt the ball away. Come to the sideline, just say, hey man, just go out there and have fun. Have fun kicking other teams, kicking their ass. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? The more you do that, the more you forget about the things like being all tense. Like, you're just out there just playing football game. We've been playing since we were like 6. So just go out there and just execute for the guy next to you. So that's why I just tell him. And I try to keep talking to him, but I'm not. I'll be with the wide out. So, but when every chance I get to talk to those guys, I always go down there and just make sure their heads up, make sure their confidence is good. Tell them forget about that drive. On to the next drive, we're gonna put some numbers up. So just basically next play mentality. Yeah.
Coach talked about it a little bit. Like you guys are able to move the ball pretty well down the field, and then once you started getting into the red zone, and when things kind of started to not go as well for you guys, what needs to be done to fix the execution? Or not the end zone, red zone.
We just gotta execute. Gotta get that. Gotta get that push that we. From the big guys up front, that's that's pretty big thing, and we got to win on the outside receivers. We just got to go back to the drawing boards and do the little things right, because that in reality that's all we did last year to have so much success. So I just feel like we do the little things good and be detailed team. We'll be just fine.